Yo, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another Minecraft Bedrock edition video. Today, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be showing you the top 5 most useful, no lag, add-ons for Minecraft Bedrock edition. So if you guys are hyped to see which are the 5 most useful add-ons you can get in Minecraft Bedrock edition in 2021, which is 1, I think. Anyway, let's go ahead and take a look at it. If you do end up enjoying this video, make sure you leave a like, comment, subscribe, share this video before you hit all your friends. Hit post notifications so you never miss an upload. But anyway, guys, let's get started. Now, guys, this top 5 list is in no particular order, so do not get upset if your favorite useful add-on is not at the top or if your favorite is at the bottom. This is just random, so it doesn't matter which order they come in. They're all pretty darn good. So let's get started with number 5. Alright, number 5, guys, on our countdown, we have the chunk order. Now, this is just a mini-map that displays every single chunk in Minecraft. Now, you're probably wondering, what is the point of this? Well, this is good for people who like doing farming. Not the stuff with a hoe. I talk about the more advanced stuff, you know, your machines, your AFK farms, your this, your that, your mob farms, you know, anything that basically evolves around a chunk. This is great because you'll be able to pinpoint exactly where a chunk is, where a middle of a chunk is, where the center is, blah, 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 blah. This chunk detection border thing helps you out. It's very useful if you enjoy farming, mob farms, etc. If you're just an average Joe, you're probably not going to care about it. But if you do farming, you're going to love this thing. So, yeah. To each their own. If this is your type of thing, then you really will enjoy it. And I mean, it's pretty useful. And even if you don't do farming, at least it looks cool. Alrighty, guys, next on the list we have the more body actions add-on. Now this one, very cool, especially for those of you who enjoy roleplay. Now you're gonna see why. Now this add-on basically allows your Minecraft character guy to actually do more motions, like more actions with his body. This is, like I said, especially for people who do roleplay, they'll enjoy it, but it also has some more uses which we'll show you later on. Okay, first you guys can do the sitting down one, which is just looking down at your bottom of your feet and then crouching, and then if you go to third person you can see that you are sitting. So this is perfect for those of you who want to roleplay and want to sit, but of course, guys, you can go further than this. Now, guys, if you press forward while you're in this formation, you can actually go into baby crawl. I am terrifying. This is absolutely terrifying. But I mean, if you want to be a toddler or you just want to walk around on your like a cat or like an animal, you can do that, guys. It's pretty cool. Of course, these things actually do affect your height as well, so you can actually go through 1 block gaps with this one. But guys, you could actually go further than this. You can jump. Press the jump button while in this motion, then you can literally crawl, and now you can even go through half a block gaps, as you guys can see. So if you put a slab above you, you could physically actually still go under it, which is quite cool. Bam, as you can see, guys, we are fitting our fat face right through there. Don't ask me how. You'd think my skull would be crushed, but apparently not. So you can do that. It's pretty cool. So yeah, that's just some of the things. But guys, that's not it. You can even do more than that. You can actually lay on your back by looking up and crouching. And then you can actually lie down and look at the sky, look at the stars, you know. If you're role playing, this is really cool. In first person, you're just kind of looking up, but third person looks really cool. And it's perfect for role plays. But guys, remember we said there's more to this than just role playing. Well, there is, because you can actually use this to pick up stuff, like mobs, for instance, by sticking your hands out. Now, to do this one, all you have to do is, guys, is press shift and jump while being as close as you could possibly get to a player or object and looking up, or at least looking at them. Then you can jump and you will get a little guy in your hand just like this. Now you can pick up mobs, you can pick up animals, it's up to you, and you can carry them around and then actually drop them as well, which is the same step. So you just shift, you jump, and you threw your guy. So really cool. You can throw around whatever you want. You can pick up mobs, you know, you just shift, jump, and look at the person, and then you can pick him up like what our friend Rex is doing there. Let's get this chicken quickly, and we now carrying a chicken around. So yeah, oh, you can even carry me around. That's an option too. So very fun, very cool. The more buddies action. Perfect for roleplay and perfect for carrying around stuff. Anyway, let's move on. Next up, guys, on the list we have the World Edit add-on. Now this one's actually a resource and a behavior pack, so you're gonna have to download 2 parts of it, but it's still basically just one add-on, which is why it makes the list. Now this one, guys, does only really work on devices that can run scripts. So just keep that in mind. Now what you do, guys, is you just say slash, you have to run the function. So it's just slash function. Then you can say that you can up 10, you can up 15, up 5, or you can wand. The up ones basically just move your player up a certain amount of blocks and then place you above a glass block. So if you want to do that, you can just quickly do that. As you guys can see, that's what the ups do. They're all the same, just different height. But then there's wand, of course. And if you press that one, it'll give you these blocks. Of course, this is the clone block, the UI block, and the position block. So what do these blocks do, you may ask? Well, firstly, the position block allows you to get 2 points. So basically, you can place one position block somewhere, and then you can place another position block somewhere, and then it basically has a little block, a little area selected, guys. So then what you can do with that is then you can use the UI block. Now what this does is if you place it, you can then actually fill the points of your position block up with any block you want. Now for instance, let's just do it with some type of wood quickly. So we'll grab some wood, we'll click it, and as you can see, the area between the points has all been filled. So now what the clone block does, guys, is basically it will build whatever you just made before it. Okay, so just you place it, okay? So now that's basically cloned what you last built. For us, it would be the wooden stuff. Then you go to your UI block, guys, you place it, and then you go on the area that says clone, you click it, and then bam, it's gonna clone what you built earlier, which, as I said, was the wood stuff. And where we placed our clone block, it placed the wood stuff that we did earlier. You always have to use the UI block. It's basically like the command center. And then position or clone, basically position, you can set it up yourself. Clone, you copy what you just positioned. So yeah, a bit confusing, but once you get the idea, it's very simple to use and it's very useful in building if you don't have the time to build a whole lot of junk. So that is the World Edit add-on. Pretty useful. Anyways, let's move on. Alright guys, second last on the list today, the penultimate add-on is the FPS Counter. Now this one doesn't require any explaining whatsoever, guys. Anyways guys, if you look at the corner of your screen at the top right, you will literally see there is an FPS Counter. And now of course, this thing just tells you what your FPS is. So if you're lagging, it's probably going to say something like 10 FPS. You know, if you're not lagging, it's going to say 60 FPS. If you're somewhere in between, it's going to say, you know, 35, 25, blah, 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 blah. So very simple, not much explanation needed. It's not 100% accurate, guys. It's never going to be perfect because it's not physically Minecraft doing it. However, it's a good estimate and it's pretty darn close. And if it tells you you're on 10 FPS and it's red and you are physically lagging, you know, it's most probably going to be right. And if you're running well, it's going to say 60 FPS and it's most likely going to be true. So not perfectly accurate, but as you can see, if we start to place a lot of laggy stuff, the FPS will drop. As you guys can see, it's now 35 and now it is 11. So yeah, it does its job. It's the FPS counter. Not much more to say, but it's useful for those of you who want to tell your FPS, whether it's, you know, for a specific video or just for lag purposes. A FPS counter is always a great thing to have on hand. Anyway, let's go on to the final one. Alright guys, and finally, for the last add-on of the day, probably, I know we say we're not doing this in any order, but personally, this is probably the best one to me, and that is coming in at number 1, drum rolls, please. It is Bedrocktimize. Now this one, guys, you probably heard of it before, for good reason. It is that good. This is basically the Bedrock version of Optifine, and it's pretty darn good. Of course, though, there's actually a second pack that you can actually download with this, which is the render distance pack, but they basically work in tandem, so it's basically the same thing. Anyways, guys, Bedrocktimize, firstly, if you look at it, it gives you a compass and a clock always on your screen. So you can always tell the time, you can always tell which direction you are. Obviously, they're the new graphic looking clock and compass as well, with the new iron and gold looking styles. As you can see, my Minecraft be looking a little bit foggy, looking a little bit garbage, and that's because of the optifine or Bedrocktimize, which is helping us get better FPS. So you can actually go into your set and you're gonna see a whole bunch of new stuff. Now firstly, it gives you some easy settings on hand. You know, it's got some, you know, camera's perspectives, you know, the things you may just want to change instantly, such as hide HUD, you hide your hand, change your first person, third person, etc. But then it's got all the usual stuff, you know, your game, multiplayer, your player, your graphic. But then once you get to, okay, well, at graphics, there's one new thing, which is the anti-aliasing, which you can turn up or down. It's up to you. You can go to advanced settings. Now, this is where most of the new stuff comes in, guys. As you can see, you get your text background opacity, height opacity, max frame rate, experimental unlimited, your GUI scale modifier, which has always been there, enable open chat, screen animations, camera shake, full screen, show autosave icon, outline selection, and VSync. So you have all these options to mess around with, and basically, depending on what you do, yeah, you can actually improve your frames in Minecraft. You know, you can turn your max frame rate down to like something like 60. You can turn off VSync. Your scale, GUI scale modifier, you can turn that down if you want, and that'll all help you get better FPS. Of course, guys, earlier I talked about there is a different thing that you can actually try out too, which is a different resource pack. You just go to global resources, go to my packs, and you can see there is the plus pack, which is for render distance. And if you click on the cog, you can actually further decrease your render distance to either 1 chunk, 2 chunks, 3 chunks, 4 chunks, 5 chunks. It's up to you. Just keep in mind, the lower it is, the less you're going to see in front of you. However, this is going to help you with better frames. It's going to make Minecraft look more trash, but it will indeed help you out. So, of course, there is that. And of course, the UI has changed a bit. They have put their own touch to it to make it Bedrocktimize themed. Obviously, you know, some quick UI, you know, you always have your armor on hand, you always got your hearts, your health, you know, on hand. So it's got a lot of cool features that have been added just to overall give you a better experience. And as you can see here, this is with the full power of Bedrocktimize working. We have a horrible look in Minecraft, but oh boy, do we have good frames. And this is where earlier we said you compare it with the FPS counter, because that you could actually put it on and you will see that your frames are off the charts, boys. This will really help you have better frames in Minecraft. Now, guys, like we said, there is the FPS counter, and if we look at our FPS, guys, it's literally green. It's that good. It's 70 FPS, 100 plus FPS. So as you guys can see, you compare it with the FPS counter to see how much better frames you get. So Bedrocktimize definitely does this trick. It really helps your performance in Minecraft, and if you're on a bad device or a low-end device, or your device is a bit old, this is perfect for you to get that better juicy FPS in Minecraft and have a good gameplay experience. Overall, guys, those are 5 useful add-ons, low lag add-ons that are going to help you in Minecraft Bedrock Edition. These add-ons are perfect and are literally perfection, guys. If you're looking for some useful stuff in Minecraft to add, you know, some of them cool, some of them handy, some of them mega important. So please go ahead, check out these add-ons. They'll definitely help you out. If you enjoyed this list, make sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe. It took us a while to set it all up, so we'd appreciate any support on this video. Anyway, with that being said, thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time. Skedaddle and go like that video. This video, just like the villager ran into his house. We'll see you all next time. Goodbye, everybody.